Now, in what appears to be a move to appease salaried Kenyans, Treasury Cabinet Secretary Mbadi now says there will be no more tax on the payslip. Mbadi, who was put on the spot for the government's continued raid on salaried workers and unconducive business environment, which has seen many companies lay off the workers, found himself at pains to defend government misplaced priorities in expenditure in disregard to the austerity measures. Jimmy Mbogo with the details.
An uncomfortable seat on the terrace for the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury, Mbadi, and the Kenya Revenue Authority Board Chair was the least of their worries in their inaugural visit to Bunge la Mwananchi. Mbadi, who had been keen on communicating the government's expenditure, taking the heat for the government's continued raid on the payslip.
I am really concerned about the well-being of our payslips as the working class. So we will need you to address how are you going to stop or reduce the raid on our payslips.
We cannot overtax Kenyans anymore. We have reached a limit where we are saying no more space for taxation, especially on employment income. You will not see any more taxes on employment income under my watch.
Members of the public further took the Cabinet Secretary to task over government's expenditure, ranging from State House renovation, with most questioning whether government's misplaced priority in disregard to its own austerity measures.
Bwana Waziri, yesterday we were watching Citizen Live, and the Minister of Environment, who is Mr. Ndwale, was asked, Mr. Waziri, how much took the State House renovation? Is it 10 billion or 2 billion?
Sahi to renovate. So what you need to tell me, don't spend any more money on further renovations, isn't it? Juu hiyo nyumba ukiona sahi ni mzuri. Imekuwa renovated. Imechukua ile pesa imechukua.
We saw that your office had allocated some hundreds of millions for members of the cabinet to be flying around. And it was actually a scandal in the papers that you and the other expert, Opio and I, are the flying experts.
Mbadi also found himself in trouble for flying to his rural home in choppers.
I have used chopper before on 3 occasions to government functions. Number one, I have just talked to you about going to Tana River. I left Nairobi after meeting at the State House to go to Tana River and back. I don't know whether I would have made it using my car. And from there, I went to another function of local in Kisumu. So let me ask you, once I finish that and I want to go to my rural home, does the chopper drop me on the road and come back to Nairobi and I walk to my home?
And with every question for the Cabinet Secretary seemingly mounting pressure on the government, the CS was forced to take a softer tone to encourage the demonstrably unconvinced crowd that things will change for the better, following measures put in place by the government, even as he sought to make a case for the deductions, including the controversial Social Health Insurance Fund and the housing levy.
Wanakatwa mambo ya SHA na SHIP na wanakatwa housing. Je, ule ambaye mke wake anafanya kazi Bwana Waziri na yeye mwenyewe anafanya kazi, wewe bibi yangu, mke wangu amekatwa pesa na mimi nimekatwa pesa, sasa mke wangu atapewa nyumba yake na mimi nipewe nyumba yangu, ama itakuwa namna gani?
You have talked about SHA na housing levy. Sana SHA. SHA is an insurance. An insurance does not mean that when you pay money for health that you must fall sick.
From the comfort of air-conditioned rooms and well-thought-out presentation by sector players to what mirrored a political gathering, this could be the future of public participation, particularly on the financing of the country. But will it be effective? Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV.